All right, everybody. One more go around. One more go around. At the very least, it's the 2038 season. We lost in the Super Bowl last year. But maybe, just maybe, things will still work out. I can't give up when we still have offensive weapons like this. I mean, the offense is pretty damn good. Let's be honest. I can't give up with an offense looking like this. The defense is old. The corner situation is rough. I mean, we lost an X Factor and a middle linebacker, or an X Factor corner and middle linebacker. So, the defense is a little bit more spotty. But for Matt Short's sake, we're staying. Is Osgood a real person? No, he just has a really, like, more defined, like the newer player models, ones that they've added in. See, like, that's an old one for Jackson. That's a newer one for Garland. And it's a newer one for Osgood. That player face stands out a hell of a lot more than Scott Carroll's. So, you know, hooray for recycled assets looking shit compared to the new ones. Hooray for it. That's a Frostbite face right there. It sure is. But, ooh, 1-0. Not bad. We're going to see. We're going to see. Before, it was, we're done. Oh, wait, X Factor players. Okay, we're done. No, we made the playoffs. Okay, we're done. We made the Super Bowl. Okay, we're done. Win the Super Bowl? We gotta know, man. We gotta know. We gotta know. That is the only way to put it. And we're gonna find out. By God. By God, King. We're gonna find out. I gots to know. I gots to know. Speaking of Frostbite, I watched the UFC 5 reveal trailer. Not as hyped up for that game as I wanted to be. Like, their big thing is, for the most part, is, hey, it looks better because Frostbite. And it's like, well, we've heard that before, haven't we? As sports gamers, we have heard that. Yeah, a lot of like the core game hasn't changed despite them taking a 3-year break, and I do think a good amount of said core game could have been updated and changed. So, but we'll see. We will see. We will see. And then who knows? Maybe over time it becomes good. I finally got back into playing the most recent Battlefield. When that came out 2 years ago, I thought it absolutely sucked. And that is a longtime fan of the Battlefield franchise. Now I've finally gotten back into playing it. It's actually good now. So that's cool. Because that's what you want, is for a game to be good finally, like 2 years after release. Recipe for success. But, yeah, I don't know what it was about that UFC trailer. It was just like, it's okay. It's okay. Does it look better? Probably. Is it not this it's not this gigantic improvement. And then it's like, oh, we added a new submission system. Who knows? Maybe it will be good. Maybe it will be. Hawks, the old gifted sub, to a sarcastic soapman.
He's been asked to leave the ball game for ruining a good piece of pizza.
You don't come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding. You don't tell the friendos about getting back in Battlefield. It's literally just happened over the last few days. I didn't even know that you played. But Endo, I will keep you in mind. Yeah, I have a couple other buddies that Endo's aware of the group of people I played FIFA with on occasion. They were playing a lot of Battlefield, and they're like, oh, how many games have you played? And I'm like, 16, according to my player profile in the game over the last 2 years. And they're like, oh, you should try it again. I'm like, all right, cool. Pretty good. Feels like Battlefield now. That's fun to have, a Battlefield game feel like Battlefield, It's helpful. It's helpful. But yeah, Endo, duly noted. If we end up playing, I'll let you know. Mr. Osgood, up to an 85. You love to see it. That should be an ability slot. Adrenaline Rush. Beautiful. 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 All right, so we are looking okay. Only 1-0 on the season. Back to the playoffs, please. Back to the playoffs. If we miss the playoffs, it's GG's. Alex, what's going on, man? How are you? Good to see you. And we lost. And we have an injury. Basis as well. What's up? Well, it's not a season ender, but that sucks. That sucks. Alex, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Might need you back on the podcast. Finding people to talk about each division, and I'm just like, God, who pays attention enough about hockey to talk about more than just their favorite team? The Elder Gods are trying to tell us something about that injury? Maybe. Maybe, but we could also... We can win it for Maddie, you know? We can win it for him. So what try Q3? I got Albon in front row behind Max. Oof. I still haven't played F1 Manager. The first one or this most recent one. Still haven't done it. Still haven't done it. Good. I mean, MJ, you're not wrong. Like, that is a pretty common thing at this point. It's like, oh, hey, there's a game out. Is it done? Not really. So... How old was Jaquan Mitchell at this point? He's 32. We might as well put in one of the younger guys. Let's go for Mayo. Maybe. I feel like I'm at a restaurant. 23 years old? Yeah, let's go for Mayo. Or Cool Whip. Get Mayo in there. Younger player, he'll benefit more from the time. So, games just take 4 to 6 years, but studios went faster and around. Was a detriment to every exec now push products out to fix it later. I mean, you can even look like the fucking Unity engine controversy about what they were trying to do to squeeze more profit out of the games and everything. And apparently, I can't confirm if this was true, but I saw somebody's response to the whole Unity controversy, which essentially is a game engine being like, hey, give us more money if you want to use our platform. I guess the person in charge of Unity used to be with EA, and their viewpoints on monetization, former EAC, okay, so it is true. Now, I don't know if this story is, but apparently one of their viewpoints on monetization was they were actually one of the crazies who wanted to monetize ammo in a shooter. Now, that could have been sarcasm, and I wouldn't be surprised. But at the same time, it's kind of Mike Babcockish. If that's your reputation, it doesn't matter if that particular story is true or not. It's believable. That's where you get to be in a bit of trouble, right? So, yeah, not a good look for the Unity engine. So, charge you to reload in Battlefield 3. So that was real. Because multiple people were like, yeah, no, that was a thing. If people remember this, okay. Now, see, that's one of those things where it's like that could have just been like an urban legend that grew into a truth. I'm not sure. But the problem is believable, like I said. So it's like, look, I understand why people are against like any sort of like microtransaction or anything at this point. I get it. I get why people for NHL 24 are like, oh, good, they added a battle pass, and it's fucking stupid that it's called a battle pass and not a season pass. And I don't necessarily disagree. At the same time, I don't give them the benefit of the doubt, but I'm almost like, oh, wow, it took them this long? Given what every other freaking game has, including sports games, no less. 2-1 on the season. Not bad. Man, gonna make you pay single. You imagine? Oh, you want to re-sign your X Factor quarterback? That'll be $5. That'll be $5. I like how Mike Babcock is an adjective. Ah, they Babcocked it. Oh, God. What a piece of shit. Gary Boss, keep carrying the team, buddy. Reigning MVP. We need you to deliver. Battle Pass does nothing for the offline player. I mean, that's true, but at the same time, while Franchise Mode and Be a Pro are very well-played modes, if you're talking solely from the NHL perspective, the two most played modes, Eshel and Hut. That's just the fact, you know? It's the online aspect of these games that thrive the most. Look at NBA. NBA has arguably the best franchise mode for console-based sports games. And I say arguably because there is something like FIFA that puts up a really fucking good fight. But NBA, you know, FIFA obviously takes advantage of all the leagues, or FC, whatever. We're always just going to call it FIFA. FIFA takes advantage of the amount of leagues in the game, and they make the most of that, whereas NBA makes the most of their history. Most of the NBA community does not give a flying fuck about that franchise mode, My NBA. Most people don't give a shit. They're too busy playing Ultimate Team, or they're too busy doing the whole My Player thing. And I have friends that do this. Hi, Mills. There are people who will drop money to perfect their build, or it's like, oh, I want my player to wear this suit. So that's, sports games are so fucking weird to me, because it, like, man, if most of the NBA community doesn't give a shit about franchise mode, then you look at these other games, like an NHL, where they're going to be like, oh, well, why the hell would we put time into Madden as well? Why the hell would we put time into franchise modes when we could be putting that time and the set of resources into these money-making modes? And maybe I've just given in to the idea of like, well, that's fucking capitalism and that's what's going to happen. You know, so it's like, oh, NHL adding a fucking season pass. I'm like, yeah, no, it's not surprising. Surprised it took this long. And that's why too with NHL, it's like it's not a matter of defending, but it is a matter of, and who knows, you know, maybe I'm wrong for believing in the people that do make the game, but I do see their vision for what they want, and that's why I'm like, just stick with it. Just stick with it. And that's why I'm a little bit more patient right now in regards to franchise mode stuff. Because if you start having people like myself, like Tactics, just be like, guys, franchise mode secondary, they don't really care. Then a lot of people are just going to flat out give up on it. And then in turn, the devs will give up on it. And then it'll just be essentially a season mode every year like we had 20 years ago. So that's why I always implore that little bit of extra patience and persistence and rooting for them to keep making the game mode better, because the day people give up on the mode entirely is the day that they'll, you know, the higher-ups will certainly, for any of these sports games, just be like, once they know that, oh, people aren't going to complain anymore, like, you know, because there was, a year or so ago, the Fix Madden franchise hashtag. If people didn't do something like that, I genuinely believe that you would arguably the NFL team could have already just been like, let's continue to kind of downsize franchise. And you could argue that they still are in a way. It's tough. It's tough. You can guarantee there are some higher ups at 2K, at EA, that would love to just kill off offline modes. Because where's the profit? You know, where's the profit from it? You can't say, oh, well, if 100,000 people bought the game, at least 30,000 bought it for franchise. Like, you can't quantify that. I mean, you kind of can based off of like the metrics of what modes are being played, which devs can see. You can quantify how much fucking money you're making off of Ultimate Team or My Player on NBA. It's just a monstrous conversation and depressing in a lot of ways. God, yeah. So, I don't even know, man. I don't even know. All of that to say, I forget what the original point of this conversation was, but I'm happy we had it. Somebody feel free to remind me how the hell we got here. Because I don't remember. Where am I? What year is it? Something about Poochie's crotch. You're not wrong. I think that is where we started. Devs can see how much each individual... I don't think they can see individual users, but they can see in general, as far as I know, like they know what modes are played the most, essentially. Which, again, no one's surprised to know, hey, it's the online modes that are played the most. So, and it is true as long as the player is online, but then again, I don't even think I could load up Madden on my Xbox if I didn't have an internet connection, right? If I had the digital version, it won't even load up, I'm pretty sure. So, we're pretty much always online with consoles now. That's just how that goes. So, goodness. Yeah, if it's your home Xbox, you can... Ah, fair. I definitely don't share games with a friend of mine. I totally knew that, Endo, and my Xbox is definitely set as my home Xbox. 100%. Never in doubt. Oh, God. Totally. Totally. Sorry, Devils, for saying devs all the time. You just can see how many franchise saves there are in Madden. There's currently 6.2 million. Damn! That is right. You can see that number. 6.2 million franchise. Okay. I have 2 of them. Yeah. We're 3-1 on the season. I'm trying to kind of play it cool and understate how well we're doing, because normally, yep, when I start to pay attention to that, we lose. So keep giving me random stuff to talk about. This is fun. This is fun. It's a hell of a lot more fun than living and dying on this team's performance every week, because if we miss the playoffs, it's GG's. More than likely. More than likely. We can stick with those guys. There is the other linebacker, actually, who's been starting. Let's get Randy Mayo in there. Apparently Otani cleared out his locker. Yeah, I saw that too. He gone, man. He gone. Simply put. Watching from a condo balcony in Hawaii. Fucking flex on us. Jesus. How's Hawaii? I want to get out there one day. Face scans for NHL 24. You know, we were talking about that a little bit earlier. Again, you can take... If it's a GIF or a video... Like, look at this guy moving in the background. I can take any number of random screenshots, and one of them will eventually make him look like complete shit. You know? So people were overreacting. You can argue that some of the face scans aren't perfect, but you know. Goodness. AJ, my following of NASCAR has fallen off completely due to the state of their video games. I got back into it for a brief time when we rediscovered NASCAR video games, but since then, yeah. Even F1 this year, I still pay attention, but I'm not as into it as I was. For the sole purpose of, like I said, I get it's the history of the sport, essentially. But then again, nobody's ever won 10 fucking races in a row like Verstappen has. Like, it's getting bad in terms of just how one-sided it is, you know? So, my opinion is, who cares? Just see the face for 2 seconds. That too, man. That too. Again, the whole NHL face scan thing, I think, was just people wanting to complain for the sake of complaining, which, hey, I get. I get it. People, it's fun to complain. Let's be honest. It is very fun to complain. And when you are accustomed to complaining, it's very difficult to then not find something to complain about, because that negativity just, like, continue. It's a cycle. So, take a picture of me and I look like shit more often than his face scans. Fair. Yet Snipe makes faces for every player's in his ball. He does, but at the same time, right? Legally, like, you can have it be close, but you also can't have it look too much like somebody if you do not have the license to have that person in the game. And that pretty much comes down to the face scans, really. There's only so close they can have it make it, that they can make it look like somebody, is my understanding of it. and how it's been explained to me. And at the same time, too, the face scans, like a lot of people are like, oh, like the hair on some of these guys makes it look weird. Endo mentioned that. It kind of drifts into Uncanny Valley territory. The hair is a part of the scan as well, as I discovered, because there was, I don't remember the player, but it was Pedersen. I think it was Pedersen who was the topic of conversation where he shaved his head. And I'm like, hey, why aren't we updating that? It's like, we can't, because the face scan included his hair. So you can't just change the face scan to then change the hair. It's all one piece. I don't know if there's a different way to do that, because it sounds like that's a unfortunate way to handle things, because then, yeah, you have those limitations. But yeah, his hair's bad. Exactly. And it's hair on a hockey player. You know? They wear helmets the whole game. So, I mean, like, yeah, would it be nice to have it be 100% accurate? Of course. But at the same time, again, that's one of those things that I don't live and die on. Shout out to Delvin Covington getting hurt. Fuck's sake. At least Matt Short will be back next week. We're probably going to have to change up our defensive scheme here. It's not looking too good. So, you can also tell I'm not worried about contract extensions quite yet. Literally just wear a bald cap while scanning. That, you know, in theory, but it probably isn't that simple, yeah. But it would be nice, right? The idea of like, oh yeah, have a bald cap on and fucking you can put a mohawk on Connor McDavid if you want. That'd be fun. But yeah, probably not that simple, I would imagine. Let's keep that. Oh, good. 7th ranked offense, 31st defense. I had a feeling. Oh, I had a feeling our defense was going to be pretty bad this year, losing the X factors that we lost. We also still don't have Matt Short, so let's see what we got. Malachi Rowland. Good man. Jake, 37 months. My goodness. My gracious. Jake, how are you tonight, buddy? Thank you for the continual facial support. When you say the word facial support, it just doesn't sound right, doesn't it? Thanks for the facial support. Can we beat the 2-4 Kansas City Chiefs? Yes, we can. Still no breakout. I'll always facially support you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, goodness. Damn right, Melvin. 1,000 XP for everybody. Look at us. We're crushing it. It's fucking right, Melvin. We need to find a way to improve our defense, is what I've discovered. Shout out the time someone threw Sour Patch Kids at Patterson. Do I want to shout that out? That sounds mean. Don't throw things at people. Unless they deserve it. That just sounds mean. I don't think they deserve a shout out. I think they deserve critique. Criticism. Damn it. We finally have a fully spec'd out offensive and defensive coordinator. Head coach as well. That's pretty nice. Week 9 against the Raiders. Let's get these upgrades in there. A lot of upgrades. Richard Simpson. Old Dickie Simpson. Our home opener had 3 jerseys and 2 beers thrown on the ice. Again. But I won't shout those people out. I'll say boo. Douchebags. How many more seasons until we're boned? Yes. I know I've said it a few times, but at the same time, I mean it this time. We're there, right? Like, we're there. This is, you know the Creed song, 6 Feet from the Edge? Yeah, we're close. We're close. So hold me now. I'm thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far down. Last year was likely the closest that we'll get. Correct. Dusty, what's going on? How are you? Yeah, there is a very good chance that last year was our only shot at the Super Bowl. So that's just where we are right now. But hey, we are hanging on for as long as we can. When do we relocate to France? You know, you're fucked if you're quoting Creed. How dare you, sir? Future Super Bowl halftime show act, Creed. We're going to will that into existence. You can't tell me that a Creed Super Bowl halftime show wouldn't fucking slap. It would, and you know it. Don't you try to deny it. Don't you try to act cooler than thou. Because thou art not, if thou denied Creed. A Creed and Disturbed halftime show. I'm up for it. Let's go. Let's go. They did have the best Thanksgiving halftime show. They sure did. They also have, or at least Scott Stapp has the best baseball-related song as well. Marlins will soar. Let's play ball. It's game day. Strikeouts, double plays. Oh, God. What a band. What a band. All right, let's see. We got Zach Scott. I do need to see how Scott Carroll's doing this year because Manu Kota keeps getting better. Got Garland, got Stapleton in the middle. So, middle linebacker, it's Pritchett right now because of the injury. We do have Reed. 4-3 or a 3-4, it doesn't make too much of a difference. I just think our biggest issue right now has to be the lack of depth at corner. We took such a huge hit there over the last 2 off seasons that Alter Bridge is the best version of Creed. That is true. Chiefs fan, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. How are you? Maybe we will look at a scheme change. So right now we're running the 3-4 under, which is a 70% fit. The Skies 3-4 is a 79. Base 4-3 is a 91% fit. So you know what? Let's switch out of the 3-4 and go to the 4-3. How's Gary done the season? I haven't looked at numbers yet. We are going to look here in a minute. 4-3, a 5-2, $5 nickel. The Shanahan playbook for San Fran isn't that bad. That's not bad. Let's go for it. Let's try it. I haven't changed anything with the playbooks over the last couple of years, so if we start to struggle in the back half of the season, then we'll kind of know, all right, maybe switch it back. 5-4, we did lose to the Raiders. Damn. AJ, not that I know of, but he always could. Hopefully he does. All right, 5-4. We're not totally out of the playoffs. Still a long way to go, but one certainly has to worry that we are past our expiration date here. We will see. We will see. But yeah, that offensive rank was still pretty good, top 10. But yeah, that defensive rank is bottom 3 in the league, I think it was. So, gotta solve those issues. This feels like a Patriots team in the mid-2010s. The offense is fine and clicking, but the the defense, the Matt Patricia-led defenses, that's what we're dealing with right now. Let's make Jalen Reed a bit better. Louis, I could see that. The Bruins 100 anniversary unis being kind of Saints-ish. I could see that. But, in fairness, I like them. And the Saints also have really good jerseys. So, there you go. Will I buy the new jersey? I am very tempted. I am very, very tempted. I'm honestly kind of waiting to see who the captain ends up being. Because I wouldn't mind it being a Marchand captain. If he were to be named captain. There are a couple of players on the team that I don't have. Allmark? Maybe. I do have a Swayman. Yeah, in terms of the star players, I have one for everybody already. Go with like fucking Pavel Zacha. Try to will it into existence that he's an actual 1C. That would be the hope. Lucic. You know what's funny is I don't have a Lucic jersey. I've told the story before. A buddy of mine, he and I walked into a TJ Maxx, and there were 2 Bruins jerseys there. A Tim Thomas and a Milan Lucic. And this was the one that I ended up with. So, yeah, the Bruins already announced they're going to name a captain. So, which I'm okay with. It'll probably be Marchand as a short term, just like Bergeron was. If not, they just say, fuck it, it's McAvoy already. And I'm like, all right, cool. Lucic jersey wouldn't be that bad. So, Lindholm. I have an interesting history with Hampus Lindholm. In terms of hot takes. So. Yeah, if it goes to Marchand, then it probably goes to McAvoy in a couple of years anyway. So, all right, Pittsburgh. I need to win here. I need to win. Falling back to 500 is not ideal. And we did get to win, and we finally get our first breakout of the season. I don't even remember the last time we had a breakout. It probably was Gary Boss, and then the time before that, I definitely don't remember. And it's a member of the secondary. I was going to say a secondary member. But a member of the secondary. No love for Pasta as the captain. I wouldn't mind it. I don't think most people are viewing him as likely to be the guy, though. All right, we do have some upgrades here. I won't be surprised if it's James Peters. I just saw him mentioned. He's having an upgrade point here. Crompton keeps getting better. Is it going to be James Peters? Obviously, it can be a tough upgrade to get with members of the secondary, but we might as well see what we do get. Shout out to Raekwon Peoples. Jeremy Ross is also up there with an upgrade point. So this could be an interesting moment for us here. Getting a superstar level corner would not be the worst thing in the world for us right now. So, people have discussed Bedard getting the McDavid Crosby treatment. In terms of what? In terms of being hyped to all hell? Yeah, it's already happened. James Peters, captain immediately? I mean, well, shit, who else is the captain going to be? Who else is the captain going to be, am I right? All right. So hold the Hawks to less than 150 passing yards. Oh, God. Peters with 2 INT, forced fumbles, tackle for loss, sacks. That is tough. That is tough. Well, let's try it. Let's try it. I wouldn't be against it. But that is a tough challenge to accomplish. Out the Lumen Field. Bryce Young and the Seattle Seahawks, who have won a Super Bowl together. I'm going to sim to halftime, like I typically do on these breakouts. And we'll see if anything happens. And given the fact that they have 2 touchdowns already, make that 3. Nope. Okay, it's a field goal. And that, yep. Okay. Well, 24-0 Seattle at halftime. That's not good. Bryce Young already has the passing yards. No surprise. Boss is 2 of 7 for 21 yards in the game so far. Jesus. Taking it. Jesus. 61. 61 months, Aiden. Holy hell. Aiden. Fucking thank you. 61. Well, it certainly cheers me up compared to the impending failure that we're about to have right here. Aiden, how are you tonight? Thank you again. As we have deemed it the facial support. Oh, God. All right. I need a corner blitz. And badly. Shit. Or maybe we can get an interception with Peters.
They'll start on the ground here on first down.
Yeah, that guy was fast.
Dances by him. And he'll get this one.
All right, not a good start. Helped paint a house.
52 yards rushing now.
Oh, you Huck Finn.
For him so far. They just look
Or,
like they're-
did you help out of the kindness of your heart?
There's another big play.
Were you paid for it?
They can't be stopped.
I'm a little bit older than you, as you well know, partner, and you tend to tell me that all the time. But
Good, Peters on the blitz. Oh, Matty would have had him.
the living is easy. Right now, it's football time, and the running is easy for this crew.
Not looking too good here.
Gain on the last two.
Do we have another
3 yards.
corner blitz
Now where that offensive line has
other than that one?
created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his
Thanks. Just for help. No money was necessary to watch them unless after I was paid in pizza. Okay, hey, being paid in pizza is not a bad thing.
You can put any Halloween
Not a bad thing at all.
be able to disguise him, because for a tight end of his size,
Fair enough.
difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able.
Oh, boy. Well, I don't think we're getting this defensive breakout. And if this is how things are going to go against a team like Seattle, I am fearing
This offense certainly is not, because
for the rest of this
three-score lead here in the
season.
quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
from the red zone now. Young.
That guy's going to be wide open in the left corner, but he didn't go there. Rip the ball out.
And the Seahawks are going to be
Okay.
as they get him down at the 6.
We might just sim the rest of this.
These last few plays,
It's not looking too good.
like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
To throw, Young. And it's caught. That'll bring up second and goal after the gain of 5.
Nice rhythm.
Yikes.
First down, he looked
All right. Let's jump ahead. Touchdown, Seahawks. Well. Finally get a breakout. It's a defensive breakout. It's against friggin' Seattle. I like it. Give me another corner zone blitz, please. There we go.
Check pink. Smith red. Check white.
On play action, Young. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. A big play there. His 6th.
So, about succeeding in this challenge.
Young off the play fake. He finds his man, complete. It's Lions. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. He got 29 yards that time. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Ready?
The play fake, now Young.
Well, it's a half sack at least.
Taken down. Finally hauled down for the...
Zach Scott in the corner. How much is that going to account for? Tackle for... Oh, he's a half sack away. No. He's a half sack away. If he had just gotten that on his own.
This game, multiple...
All right.
there to drop him. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Throwing, Young. Something we haven't really seen
Well,
much of from him.
we have a chance now through the 4th quarter, so we might as well keep trying.
This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way, because a quarterback on his back usually can't.
Shit. I thought I was going to... Oh, my God.
Still going. his 5th rushing touchdown.
I don't want to talk about it.
They'll start this drive out on the ground, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Our offense not being able to put up any points is only mildly concerning.
Because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
And they'll get this.
They are ripping us to shreds. We have 103 yards of offense. They have over 5.
So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
This is one hell of a one-sided ass whooping.
They'll run on 1st down. Farrell. There he goes left side. Down the left sideline. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle.
Hey, we finally scored. That's cool.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. Breaks through the contact.
Another miss.
Still on his feet. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right.
Uh-huh.
Yards.
Ready?
Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll be taken down at about the 45.
I know a big part of what I'm supposed to do here is, you know, use words good and everything. I don't have any words to use right now to describe this current situation. I got nothing.
They'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Green.
On 3rd down, Farrell. So they accept the penalty.
We'll accept it just to get another defensive play out of it.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long.
Let's go.
Young will set to throw.
The most dead to rights interception of all time. And he couldn't hold it.
Send out their punter. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter.
How the hell do you drop? Oh, good. It's the first time they've had to punt today.
And this will be taken at the 13.
We almost got the cutback. That would have been insane. Only his change of direction was better. And then we went 3 and out after that return. Kill me. My God, boys, please. Please.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. 52 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. A good position.
Lord help me.
Here, 2nd and inches.
Yellow. Line. Check. Pink.
Now a handoff up the middle. Farrell. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24.
We're going to finish a half a tackle short of accomplishing this goal at this rate. And I'm furious.
Up the middle they go. Nelson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
It's like they have 2 prime Marshawn Lynch's, and there's just nothing that can be done.
They'll try to throw now. Young. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I mean, typically leaving somebody wide open isn't a very good decision, so,
But these
you know.
they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of times.
Just round up. I hope it does.
From the
I'm gonna have to hope that it does at this rate. Oh my god. Somebody just jumped.
Up the middle. Farrell. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Pain. Pain and misery.
Easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take
Physical pain.
Sometimes you get
Agony.
What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And he is.
Come on, Peters. One more frickin' tackle.
It's a loss.
I believe in you.
Second down.
Mostly. I mostly believe in you.
They'll keep it on the ground. Nelson. And not much room to spin.
6.5 minutes. Trying to get a superstar corner.
Offense on third down.
He needs a tackle for loss, an interception, a forced fumble, a sack.
Up the middle they go.
Ooh, right, Osgood.
Tackled about 2 yards.
And a boy, Mr. Osgood.
1 yard pickup.
Very, very good. They have 650 yards of offense.
As he'll punt it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. He'll look to set up his blockers.
No space on the other side that time.
41-yard punt, 2 on the
Well.
return.
1:15 to go.
Here we go. Set.
This is it.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll get what he can up the middle.
Earn our timeouts as if we still have a chance to do anything in this game, because technically we do.
Use the first of their timeouts.
This works out for us.
Talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Now a handoff up the middle. Farrell. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 35.
Last play.
Now a second timeout called for by
Pretty much no matter what.
as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
Watch one.
On third down, Farrell. And they bring him to the ground. Just
We're going to fall by half a sack.
now the defense will burn their third and
Yeah, they're done. Okay, well, hey. The important thing is that we had fun. You know? We had fun. We did. Mostly. I don't know when we had fun, but I'm sure it happened at some point. I'm almost certain at some point there would have been fun.